In this episode, Valentine's, the Griffins find themselves entangled in various romantic dramas. Naturally, Meg Griffin makes things awkward as she desperately seeks attention. She agrees to go on a date with a guy she met online, who initially appears to be her perfect match. However, the date starts off normally, but
Toby, I can't believe how much we have in common. It's like we were meant
eventually
to find
takes
each other.
a dark turn.
I know.
Toby, what happened?
Oh, I just harvested your kidney.
Most people would be horrified and call the police, but not Meg. Desperate for love, she decides to stick with the date,
Black market organs are big money.
leading to what can only be described as the most bizarre date ever. Girl, you might be desperate, but for Meg, this was apparently the best date ever, and she decides to cherish it as a highlight of the day.
My kidney!
I wanted you to have it.
Oh, Toby, I love it!
Decides to keep her kidney as a memento of the day.
Meanwhile, the rest of the family is caught up in their own Valentine's Day madness. From Peter and Lois struggling to keep the romance alive to Quagmire, facing the fallout from his one-night stand, and Stewie having a traumatic encounter with the 60s. Amid all this craziness, Meg's storyline stands out as truly bizarre. What kind of person continues a date with someone who stole their kidney? Only Meg Griffin. The episode Christmas is Coming starts off innocently when Lois sends Meg to take Stewie to see Santa at the mall.
What's wrong, little boy? Don't be scared of Santa.
Come on, Stewie, it's okay. Just sit on...
However, things quickly spiral out of control when Meg sits on Santa's lap to calm Stewie down, only to find herself experiencing a bit more holiday cheer than she bargained for. This moment sends Meg into a whirlwind of holiday confusion and desire as she yearns for that same big experience. Yeah, it's pretty strange. Meg becomes completely obsessed.
Ready for me, Meg?
I said it's time to get out. It's 2 o'clock. I've never seen you sleep so soundly.
Meg's bizarre desires only grow when she goes back to the mall, hoping for a repeat experience, but instead of the big O, she ends up with the big P.
Now banned from this mall and every mall in this county.
You're in love with Santa?
Maybe. He just bounced me on his lap, and the next thing you know,
You
I saw
Jimmy Connors.
In Season 5's Barely Legal, Meg's need for affection turns into a full-blown obsession, with her target being none other than Brian, the family dog. The episode kicks off with Meg coming home and threatening to end it all because she can't find a date for junior prom. In her desperation, she asks a classmate to accompany her. But it doesn't go well at all.
I have to go to my little brother's funeral that night.
Grab Stewie, and then we can go.
What's that, Brian? Oh, you were just kidding. Oh, I know you were. I love you too, Brian. And you love me.
Isn't thrilled about it and tries to cope by getting really drunk.
There's no dogs allowed here, so you're gonna have to leave. But Brian can stay.
Bitch.
Excuse me?
You're popular because you developed early and started giving handjobs when you were 12. So you pick on Meg to avoid the inevitable realization that once your body's used up by age 19, you're gonna be a worn-out, chalky-skinned burlap sack that even your stepdad won't want. How's that?
Brian, that was amazing. No one's ever stood up for me like that.
Texting me at 8 a.m. Wait a minute. We just made out a little.
Brian.
Meg! Look, you obviously didn't hear me yesterday, so I'll explain it again. And here to assist me is headmaster of the New York School for the Hard of Hearing, Mr. Garrett Morris. Meg, we're not boyfriend and girlfriend.
I won't be ignored, Brian.
I like your ass.
I'm really having a great time tonight, Brian. So, are you ready?
For what?
We're
In time to stop things from going too far.
Meg Griffin's crush on a new boy, Kent, leads her on a wild journey. The episode starts with Meg developing feelings for Kent, but she feels too intimidated by his popularity to approach him.
Hello?
It's Meg from English class and math class and the Facebook campaign to get me to kill myself.
Oh, what's up?
Hey, I was just wondering if you maybe wanted to hang out sometime?
Sure.
I'll text you. Ah! Yes!
After a near encounter with Mayor West, Meg decides to take charge and make her move. Everything seems to be going well until the end of their date. After a night at the movies, Meg attempts to kiss Kent, but he pulls away and reveals that he's gay and actually has feelings for Chris.
I'm gay.
You are?
To be honest, I like Chris.
What?
The next morning, Meg is heartbroken and confides in Brian, who has been stuck in her room with her. Trying to comfort her, Brian suggests that maybe Kent is just confused about his feelings, which sparks a dangerous idea in Meg.
No, you're going through a confusing time. I feel like you're not actually gay.
I told you, I am.
You don't talk or act gay.
Later,
She decides that if she can't have Kent, she'll have him sleep with Chris just so Chris can describe the experience to her. It's pretty messed up.
Chris, please just sleep with Kent and then tell me all about it.
Forget it, Meg. I can't just do stuff with another guy. I'm not Derek Jeter. I like girls.
She plans to spike Chris's Kool-Aid with drugs. However, when Chris unexpectedly leaves a photo of their happy moments together in her room, Meg feels a wave of guilt and decides to pour the drug-laced Kool-Aid into a plant instead.